good, y'all? It's the one and only King Cow 516 live in the mix, and this is the Switch Flames podcast. So LiAngelo Ball signs with the G League affiliate of the Charlotte Hornets, so he'll be in the G League, and we're going to dive into that. But before we do, make sure you check out the website, www.switchflames.com. Hit us up on Twitter at Switch Flames, and definitely check out the Facebook, YouTube page at Switch Flames Podcast. Please support the channel by hitting the like, hit the subscribe, click on the notification, so that you can definitely stay tuned and stay plugged in with everything Swiss Flames. Listen, so not too long ago, we were having an episode of the podcast and we were talking about the Charlotte Hornets cutting LiAngelo Ball after summer camp, basically, and he wasn't even invited to training camp. I thought that was a little bit odd because I thought that they would at least give him a look as well in training camp and then make a decision on him at that point. But by the looks of how everything transpired this week, now earlier in the week, it was reported that LiAngelo Ball, just signed a G League contract, which was basically making him eligible to get onto a team. And now, we hear reports that he's officially signed with the Hornets. So by the looks of it, it looks like this was all planned. And by the looks of it, it looks like the Hornets, after summer camp, kind of knew they would want LiAngelo to be a part of their G League team. They probably knew that they weren't going to be interested to bring him up to the main team yet and wanted to see him develop a little bit more in the G League. So they probably had that all in mind and all in sight, and that's probably why you see everything move the way it did. Now, we all know that his brother, LaMelo Ball, is the starter team, and we know that the Hornets are building around, at this time, LaMelo Ball, and he's their star of today and the star of the future. And so they're starting to construct that team around LaMelo Ball. And, this is a boss move by the Hornets, really just thinking of a long-term approach. If LaMelo Ball's not playing on this team, I do not think LiAngelo Ball gets a shot with the Hornets. That's just my opinion. I also said in that episode of the podcast, which you guys can check it out, is on the YouTube page. I also mentioned a couple of things and then one thing that I really want to stress out of those couple of things I mentioned was that LiAngelo Ball's next decision on what he does in his basketball is going to be one of his most important decisions in order for him to help his case and cause to get into the NBA. And so it looks like his team has decided that joining the G League and being a part of the Hornets G League organization is his best shot, which I can understand because, once again, your brother's a star player, which that's going to have a little pull on some of the decision making. But that does not mean that LiAngelo Ball can shortchange the process. So he has to continue to work hard. So some of the things I commended him when I saw him in summer camp was I thought he looked like he was in the best shape that I've seen him. His body, he toned his body up. You know what I'm saying? He got rid of those, those extra handles. And so he toned his body up. His hustle was incredible. Whenever he was in the game, he was hustling. Also, I was pretty impressed by just his IQ, his instincts on the court. He made a lot of good basketball plays. You know what I mean? And so I just believe that LiAngelo Ball needs to continue those things and continue to improve those things. Continue to put that energy and effort on defense. Continue to have active hands. But the most important thing, which I do think he was just subpar and average on, but he did show some signs of that he could be effective, was his shooting. LiAngelo Ball has always been known as the shooter of the family. He's always been considered the best shooter of the family. He needs to show that in the G League this season. He needs to be above league average. He shot about league average in the summer camp. And so he has to do better than that. If he can get himself to at least 40% or above, he's going to put himself in a great, great position of, just getting the eyes of teams around the league. So even if the Charlotte Hornets have no space for him, you know what I mean? Who's to say that another team will come in and swoop him if he shows that consistency? So by all means, you guys know I'm a Ball family fan. I like all three of the brothers. So I'm rooting for LiAngelo. So this is just, he's got to put in the work. So hopefully he continues to keep himself in tip-top shape. Hopefully he can avoid any setbacks like injuries, because that's going to be a problem. But this is a very important play for him. So he has to go in there and he has to do good because as he continues to age, the opportunities are going to dry up on him. And his chances of becoming an NBA player will start to decrease. And so this is one of his best shots to really solidify himself and get himself on the team. So hopefully he does what he needs to do and he impresses like he needs to impress. But let me know what you guys think about LiAngelo Ball signing with the Hornets G League team. Do you think this is going to be the stepping stone he needs to get into the league or not? Let me know your thoughts. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. It's your boy King Cal 516 signing off. This has been the Swiss Flame Podcast, y'all. If you want to donate, please be sure you hit up the Cash App at $King Cal 516.